Guys, I've been reading a lot of fantasy lately, and one thing that stands out to me is how detailed these authors build their worlds. Like, there's always a reason why you meet this character first or that enemy later. There's a reason why you're in this place. Hey, there's a reason for everything in these books. It's so immersive, and I started thinking, what if I build my live music set with this mentality? Instead of going to do my next performance, I'm thinking, alright, what are 5 songs that just sound good together? I'm thinking, how could I introduce people into my world, and what story am I going to tell through my music? So I had a Sofar Sounds session in Deptford in southeast London. I had my friend Makuza on the piano, and it was me rapping and singing. There were probably about 45, 50 people in there. It was a really small, intimate space. You could not fit any more than that anyway. And so I tried planning my set around that idea. Before the show, I literally sent Makuza an entire WhatsApp message full of me explaining the story of my set. This is what I wrote. Start of the set, T is setting the scene of how everything started for him, and then we are transported into today, the type of person he is now and the type of music and experiences that he is currently going through. So basically I was thinking of it in like Act 1 and Act 2. Like, fam, it's almost like I'm writing the Lord of the Rings, but it's about my music, but it's about a guy from southeast London. But generally there's a reason why I went from song to song. I wanted the beginning to show you where I'm from, what I had around me, just the vision of who I am, and then when you get teleported to the next stage, you discover the person I am right now. This song, Southside, is all about South London, gentrification, how things used to be, but also like the pride I have in my area now.
Give up for Southeast London. We're here.
Basically, do you remember before Southeast was gentrified? Back when tight jeans was weird and boot cuts were in. I was in my room when Tupac would sing. Time changed, the sky's the limit was in my ears, and life was no biggie.
And we're literally in Deptford, another area in southeast London, so everyone there would have fully related to that story. Then as the set goes on, you're learning about my relationships, my experiences, my family, the things that I care about. Once that's all defined, it brings us to my next track, which was called Fujifilm.
I'm doing a thing right now where I'm just kind of exploring my life. I've done a lot of the music industry stuff, and I kind of realized, you know what, T, you just like a life that you want to live. You want to live a creative life, and you want to help other people live more intentionally. Enough of the days where we just get a job that we think is correct, and then we follow the pathway that that job tells us we have to do. Oh, you're a music artist, go get signed. Oh, you work in the office, go climb the ranks in the office setting. No, I'm not on that. So I do my own thing, and I'm on a lot of side quests that are main quests for me. I review tech. I vlog my life, I make content for brands, I get paid to do that. And I make music and I do shows for you guys. And because I do that, it means I get a lot of interest and inspiration from my music. One of those being a camera that I've been reviewing called the Fujifilm. You know Fujifilm? Have you heard of that? Some nods. Fujifilm, old school company, they make film cameras back in the day, but in today, digital cameras that you can use to make like a retro modern feeling. And this song is inspired by that, but it's also a metaphor for saying the camera is like a love interest, because your love interest, you're with them in the future, they're modern, right? Like modern because you're with them, but it's nostalgic because you've been through so many things with them. And to me, that's what the camera is like. You get me? Yeah. Anyway, cool. Is this Fujifilm, fam?
Modern nostalgic, that's how I describe it, just my type. Okay. Bold and classic, you got aura, that's what I like. I wanna capture this like a Fujifilm, would you let me shoot?
I've been really getting into photography lately, and this song uses my relationship with my camera and going on a photo walk. It uses that as a metaphor for a person. But the thing about that song that was really cool for me is that I used it to introduce this project that I'm working on. Current title is Taking Photos Without Light, which is all inspired by my photo walks and the things that I think about. That was the setup, but I didn't want the whole show to just be planned to the point where nothing spontaneous could possibly happen, because that makes the show boring and rigid, right? So at one point, I literally asked Makuza just to play me a random neo soul loop, and I started freestyling over his instrumental. It was really fun, I can't lie. But I think that structure helped keep everyone on a journey with me, do you know what I mean? The final song was called Rematch, and I had the whole room shouting, rip, dip, kick, score. It was a football song, and coming out of the World Cup.
I want more from here. Push past them like ankles here, come on, let's go. What is it? Rip, dip, kick, score. Scoring goals, we're scoring goals. That's rip, dip. And scoring goals, and scoring goals. It's rip, dip, kick, score. If we won the World Cup, I'd be singing this song, but we didn't, so. kind of messed you up. Hey, I got a business pitch for Alan that shouldn't end up in his boredom. I've been boardrooms planning to deal with that master pill. It's important, quote unquote, I'm awesome sauce. I ain't your typical music force. When I rap, it's like I'm playing football. Hitting on the net till they go viral. I'm master quality like Tidal. Master the flows, they coming like streams. Coming like water, smooth like cream. People think that I do it with ease. But if hours and hours were easy, everyone would be elite. Trust me, I earn my seat, I'm a trustee. And this what you know about rinse and repeat. I volunteer time, I commandeer the truth for the band. So every show they play my tunes. That's why everybody here wanna book me. I take this serious, not loosely. Come and then show me your moves, G. Why you can Hadouken and can't move me. I've been a street fighter with the lyrics, you leg worked on my verses like Sean Lee.
Had to be done, fam. I used to say that line when I was a child. And so it was really cool seeing about 50 people shout out those lyrics back to me. It was really cool. But there was one more element to this whole thing. I've got this Hobonichi, which is like a Japanese daily journal. At the start of the year, I said I was going to fill out every single page in this book every single day. I completely failed. So I was looking at July and I got all these blank pages in the book because I just have not been reflecting. You get that little bit of guilt at all of the things that you didn't do, right? But instead of feeling bad about it, here's what I did. I brought the journal to the show. Reason being is because I'm trying to get the audience to listen to my EP early before it's ever out. You can be a part of that, by the way, if you want. But anyway, so what I did was I asked every single person to fill in a blank page in my notebook with a message, their name, and maybe their Instagram. And that way, I've got a gift for them that I'm going to send them later, which is the project. And for me, every single time I look at my Hobonichi now, I can see all of these nice, polite, kind words that people gave me after my show. It just turns that negative and that guilt into something positive, you know what I mean? Way better than just asking people for an email address. People were really smiling at the idea. I was really happy. I was really proud of that one. I think I cooked with that idea still. I really feel like the journal made sense with the whole show. I don't just want random people to listen to my project. It's really intimate, so it makes sense that the people listening to it at least have an idea of the type of person that they're listening to, the things that I'm reflecting on, what my experiences are right now. So that's what the set was doing, basically. Act 1, introduce me, where I'm from, where I've been. And Act 2, showing you the person that I am right now. I feel like that's what I've taken from all this world building stuff in these fantasy books. It's about making an experience that's immersive and interesting for you to engage with. I'm bored of music artists just delivering songs, the classics, the bangers back to back, and not giving you a little bit of fun, a little bit of fantasy, something to enjoy, something to think about. Anyway, that was the show, and then here's how it ended. I got this Jackson 5 album for £5. It was a vinyl shop, so I picked this up, which was really nice. After watching the Michael movie, I always wanted to have one of his vinyls, and for £5, the music plays, I'm happy, even if the cover's a bit tattered. If you enjoyed this story and listening to me talk, follow this page for more.